Hello, Taurus. Thank you very much for tuning into this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm using the Light Seers Tarot by Chris Ann. There we go. There's how that box looks. There's a website for Chris Ann, chrisann.com. It's at the end of that first or the last sentence. Chris-Ann with an E.com. There's a picture of Chris Ann too if you're interested. Feel free to freeze frame if you need to, of course. Supportive oracle cards, energy oracle cards, huge, and that's by Sandra Ann Taylor. Websites for Sandra Ann Taylor are a bunch of Hay House websites. I also think if you search up Sandra Ann Taylor and the name Energy Oracle Cards, I think you'll find a more current website for her. I keep thinking there is. I could be wrong. There's also a Hay House radio in the back here, and there's a picture of Sandra if you're interested. Okay. Was it her? I think it was her that there's I think she has her own website too. I could be wrong. What do we have for Taurus? Is that working or not working? All right. There could be a little bit of a dark blessing going on here. You're headed towards this. And I really like the crow down here. It could be a raven, but I'm looking at it like a crow. I really like that energy because it could be a very rough moment that, once it's done, it really puts things more in your control and makes things go more the way you need it to go versus the way it's been going. I'm really kind of pulled towards this. So is that really where this is going? Is that really where this is going? 10 is the Wheel of Fortune coming in, and then the 10 of Fire. It's going to be stress. Definitely stress. But when the 10 of Fire comes in, that's stress leading to success. That's kind of like putting in a lot of work, putting in a lot of effort, but when it's all said and done, it still pays off. It was hard. Maybe you didn't like doing it. Maybe it was a lot more than you really wanted to be a part of. But when it's all said and done, you're like, you know what? What I got out of it, it matches all the energy I put in, so it's worth it. Taurus isn't afraid of hard work, from what I understand. Once you decide you're going to be a part of it, once you decide you're going to move forward, you do so, and you're not afraid to put the effort in to make it work out your way. I feel like Taurus is really good at discerning, too, in the sense of, there are times when you work harder, you get more out. There are times when you work harder and it just doesn't happen. I feel like Taurus looks at a situation, though, very carefully, kind of like, all right, if I do work harder and I keep putting in more and more effort, how likely is this going to work my way? And if it doesn't work my way here, can I take what I've gained, can I take what I've learned and take it somewhere else to make sure that it pays off for me somewhere else? It's kind of like working harder on your way through college to get those great grades so you know very well what you're doing, versus maybe getting an entry-level job and, working really hard and then getting passed over for promotions left and right. Taurus would look at that like, all right, school, definitely that'll pay off if I put in harder effort, more effort. That will pay off for me. I'll have that knowledge. I can take that many places. But if I'm at this job and I'm, putting in a lot of effort, but people are just passing me by and I'm not getting the raises I should and I'm not getting paid back the way I should, they're not moving me ahead or anything, then that's another thing. That's kind of like, well, this isn't working. This isn't going to work correctly, so I'm not going to do that. I'm going to have to go somewhere else. I'm not here just to work myself to the bone for no payoff. That's not what I'm here for. Now, you're making a choice. You're making a choice? Yeah, I feel you making a choice. You seem to be looking at a situation, and it feels very similar to what I've just explained. Whatever you're a part of, you're looking at it like, wait a minute. I put in all this effort, and I don't see it coming back my way. I take three boxes up the hill, I come back with a half a box, and it's not even for me. It's like, wait a minute. I keep taking 3 boxes up the hill, and then I come back again, half a box, and it's not really, most of it's not really even for me. This doesn't seem to be working for me. Wait a minute. What am I doing? Why am I doing this? Because that's where Taurus will step back and go, wait a minute. Why am I doing this? Like, why did I start doing this? Where do I think later, like sooner or later, I'm going to get all those boxes up this hill? And is that what I want? Like, because if that's what you want, kind of like, this is how I want this to work. I want all those up there. If that's working for you, kind of like, all right, but when I've done that, then I'll be able to do other things. The strength I've gained doing that, all right, to me it works. All right, to me it's fine. But there usually will be a cutoff at some point, kind of like, all right, achieved what I needed to achieve. Now it's time to go on to something else. Or is this just one of those things where, well, the reason I took those 3 boxes up because I thought I'd be bringing 4 down, or at least 3, and I thought I'd be getting a lot of benefit from that. It's not turning out to be the way I thought. That's when we need to step back and decide, am I just going to stick with something and keep doing it? It's the 9 of Pentacles, and the challenge is saying, maybe I need to go another direction. It seems like a random thought to other people, but to you it's kind of like, wait a minute. I'm already seeing where I'm going down this path, and it's not working. It doesn't look right. It's not correct, and I do not like it. How do I change this? I feel like I want to reach for more here, but I feel like if I keep trying harder, I'm literally just getting more wasted effort. I'm putting more wasted effort. If I start bringing up 4 or 5 boxes thinking maybe this will work better, I'm just feeling like even if I ended up with getting a whole box instead of a half a box, that's not right. Me taking up 4 or 5 boxes and just ending up with 1 box coming back to me, that's not right, and I don't want to keep doing that. It's a hard moment, but it's kind of like, I gotta be honest. It's kind of like, you gotta be honest with yourself. I think that's what it is. Because it's like, I see where this is going. I see where this has been. How much more time do I want to waste here? And it's kind of like acknowledging that maybe you've wasted a bit of time already. It's kind of like, how much more do I want to waste here? How much more do I want to waste here? It's breaking out of the cycle. Let me just make sure that's correct. Because I feel like it is, but I'm like, this seems kind of harsh, but it's about things going better for you. Knight of Wands and the 13. 13 is the Death card. It seems like a random decision, but it's kind of like time to make your choice. Are we going to stick here? Are we going to stick here and just keep putting in 3 times the effort and getting a half of what we got back? Like taking up 3 boxes, getting a half back, and it's not even mostly for you? Are we going to keep doing that? It's hard. Because I feel like whatever situation you're looking at, you know full well what you're looking at. If this reading is hitting, you know what you're looking at. Taurus doesn't come about these things on a whim. You can sort it out. You can see it. This is the moment. I feel like if this is really hitting, a lot of you are either at that moment or just about to hit the moment where you have to make that decision. Do I just accept this and stick with this, which you don't want to? Or do you make the hard decision to go a different direction? It can be very hard, but this is something Taurus is capable of. If you decide it's just more wasteful than wantful here. More wasteful than wantful? What does that mean? Like, it's wasteful. It's not going anywhere. If you keep going ahead with this, it's like, I want it to work out, but it's kind of like a wish and a prayer. It's not really happening. If you're able to let go of this, there's a lot of fire pulling you out. You got the Page of Fire, the Queen of Fire, and you had the Knight of Fire too in the dice. It's a lot of quick energy, and it's a lot of like, people are going to be surprised because it's not something Taurus normally does. But if you're able to do it, you got the happy family over here, things will get a lot better for you. Things will make a much better change. I know that Taurus is not a big fan of making these left turns, but I also think you're even less of a fan of wasting your time. So I guess it's like, which one serves you better? Waste your time or make this left turn? You're not here to waste your time. Taurus hates wasting their time. I really think all the earth signs, especially, when you realize you're wasting your time, nope, this isn't working. That has to stop. That has to end ASAP. You're not a fan of making left turns and making quick decisions like this, but I feel like the quick decision is better than hanging out where you are. Because I feel like wherever you go next, you're gonna like go to the most likely to serve you long term. Stop playing that same song. What does that mean? Stop playing the same song, like, I can't because of this, I can't because of that, I don't want it because of this or that. If you keep giving yourself reasons not to do it, you won't do it. You get to make the decision. You're totally in control. If you decide you don't want to, then don't. I feel like they're also saying that. That's kind of brutal. Don't debate with yourself on this. If you made your decision, I can't do that, then you can't do that, and you're going to stick with what you have. Just accept your fate based on your decision. That's how it's coming through. It's a general read. It's basically like, don't debate it with yourself. Just make your decision. I'm either going to accept what I have and just keep with it, or I'm going to accept that it has to change and make my decision and do what I need to do. It's not an easy decision, but you're a very strong person. Strong people get the hard decisions. That's how it works. Is there anything else I can say about this? Because I see like there's a change coming up. I don't see the situation you're currently involved in having the ability to really help you the way it should. I'm also noticing this. There is some conflict around it, but these sword cards, is it the 3? What is that? The 6 and the 8 of swords. So the 8 of swords is feeling trapped, and the 6 of swords, with the way this is adding up, makes me feel like avoidance. Because it's like moving on from troubled waters. There's also, here's the 3 of swords. This is also over in the environment. Whatever it is you're working on, whatever it is you're putting the effort in, does not have the ability to match. I don't think it has the ability to match. Your door to value is somewhere else. So, if this reading is hitting, it's a general reading. It's a general read, so take it with a grain of salt. If some of you are watching this and you watch the whole way through and you're like, I don't see where this is hitting, give it a couple days, maybe 2 weeks. This happens a lot. I see people putting those comments lately. Kind of like, didn't make sense when I heard it, but then 2 weeks passed and I was like, oh, there it is. So, do what you got to do. This could be about a person. It's not just about work. So I think a lot of this I have related to it as if it was work. But it could be about a person who can't give back to you what you're giving to them. It's just kind of like, is that going to be acceptable here forward, or is it time to make tough decisions? Because once you make your decision, things will change. All right, I'm going to shut this down here. I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, it's below in the same email with the same email. Thank you for watching and have a great day.